want to hear some of that techno music?
You're listening to Creep Geeks Podcast. So it begins again. Welcome, Creep Geeks Podcast. This is Season 9, Episode 344.
Conjuring House, Area 51, New Mexico UFO crash, Voodoo feud, NC armadillos, eating a peacock, and haunted houses.
Yeah. All right, so anyway, let's get into the podcast. If this is your very first time tuning into the podcast, we're very glad you're here. And if you listen all the time, we love you. Welcome to Costco. I love you, right?
Okay.
That kind of thing. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. Here's the deal. If you want to interact with the podcast, you can certainly do that. We have a toll-free number.
That number is 575-208-4025.
Yes. And this episode is brought to you by Barley's Bites. And they're dedicated, what?
Yes.
I thought you corrected my S. All right, let's do it over again. This episode is brought to you by Barley's Bites. You thought we were going to stop it, didn't you?
No.
I got you. Anyway, they're dedicated to providing top-quality homemade dog treats for every doggo to enjoy. And that's true. Jack likes them. Every dog you've given him to has liked them so far.
Pretty much, yeah.
I did sample one, a little nibble.
Did you eat the blueberry ones?
Yeah, I'm not eating liver ones. Liver's for suckers. But dogs like it, so.
I found out the other day, apparently our weird squirrels like the liver ones too.
Squirrels are slightly cannibalistic. But anyway, they make these treats in New Mexico.
Yes.
So, made in America. They have a website. You can check them out and order, and there's a link on our website if you go to creepgeeks.com.
Yeah.
And actually anywhere you can listen to the podcast, you'll find it. Because the link is in the show notes. Everything we talk about is in the show notes, including a link to Barley's Bites.
Yeah.
So you should check them out. And yeah, it's I like them. They're pretty tasty. They don't have any harmful chemicals and none of that jazz in there. Not like some of the stuff you get overseas. You don't know what it's made from.
Yeah.
It's made from good stuff. Good American stuff. So, anyway, where you go? What do you think about that?
Cool.
All right, so here's the deal. We have a lot of stuff we're going to kind of kick around, and we like to do AOI stuff. Articles of interest.
Oh.
For some of the things that we run across. So we'll kind of talk about some of those. We do have links in our show notes that take you to different things like Starlink and Amazon. Those are affiliate links.
Yeah.
Just in case you were wondering. And if you do click on one of those links and you buy something that helps the show, if you don't, that's fine too.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Got to throw that little disclaimer. Because I'm going to go on a rant.
Okay.
And I probably should have put the link to what I was talking about in there, but I have not done that. No, I think it's amazing. So I'll probably try to do that whilst I'm talking, but I don't know how good I am at that corner. Let me see. Let me go. Okay. www.
No.
Big letter.
Are you kidding me?
My email address. It's in all caps.
Why?
I mean, why? How dare you? I am never embarrassed by you.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Well, there has been occasions.
Okay.
I'm like, what are you doing? Yeah. It's all good. Yep. What's that thing called?
What you say?
Well, I'm going to add the link in here. It's an amazing audio device.
What is this amazing audio device?
I'm not going to tell you because we're going to talk about it later on in the show. Yeah.
Our 3 listeners are hanging in suspense right now.
Well, one of them who listens, and I hope he does listen, I'm not going to call him out and says he listens all the time or anything, but he might. This is right up his alley, man. So I'm sure, he'll know more about this than me. It's important, though, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So you could be talking while I'm doing.
I'm not sure what to talk about.
Well, we lucky for you and the listeners, everything we talk about is created, right? So you can follow. It's a show notes format, and you can run right down the list. We do that to make things easy.
Okay. Well,
So,
fine.
If you jump down here after you skip the 10 best North Carolina news podcast you must follow in 2025, which we are on there, or the 10 best North Carolina technology podcasts, which we are on there, or the best Fortean podcast of all time, we are on there. You can jump into the last episode follow-up, where we've previously talked about The Conjuring House and Matt Rife and Jason Hawes, because remember his daughter, I think, was working there, and the crazy fiasco with the lady who owned it and all that jazz.
Yeah, so...
Remember, last episode, they were saying that The Conjuring House is going up for auction.
Correct.
Well, evidently there's something going on with that.
Yeah, so the fate of the infamous Conjuring House is seemingly more uncertain now, following the mysterious cancellation of the notoriously haunted resident's scheduled Halloween auction. So this much-anticipated sale of this haunted Rhode Island home was expected to be the conclusion of a rather strange year-long saga surrounding the spooky site, which has spawned a paranormal film franchise. However, similar to Hollywood movie itself, the story of the actual Conjuring House reportedly took yet another unexpected turn right before what was thought to be the end, when it was announced on Wednesday afternoon that the forthcoming auction had been canceled. So, J.J. Manning's Auctions, which I guess was the company that was going to do the auction, wrote that this occurred because the bank holding the mortgage on the property had sold that loan to an unidentified third party. And as such, it's no longer in a position to sell the site itself. The somewhat convoluted development understandably cast confusion over the paranormal community, with many initially believing that the Conjuring House had been outright sold. To that end, Jason Hawes of Ghost Hunters fame paused his GoFundMe campaign to raise money to buy the home until clarity could be brought to the situation. A few hours later, the paranormal television pioneer reactivated the crowdfunding effort with an indication that the site may still be up for grabs. So, I guess Needham Bank sold off the mortgage, which happens, you know.
Oh, yeah. They'll sell your mortgage right out from underneath you.
They didn't sell off the house. They sold off the mortgage,
Right.
which he explained on Facebook. So whoever bought the mortgage is going to have to go through the whole foreclosure process all over again.
Yep.
And it's funny because, like, there's this magazine that I subscribe to and I get email newsletters about. They're talking about this whole selling off second mortgages.
Yeah.
Which is a whole new industry now, and it's actually causing a lot of problems. People are even selling off reverse mortgages.
Yeah, well, that's always been the thing, or one of the things you have to worry about. You're fine, and then all of a sudden some third-party company buys your stuff, and they can turn around and say, well, we own it now, you got to leave.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different avenues that everyone has to go through now. This makes it a higher probability that, Jason Hawes, who wants to raise money to buy this house, he's going to have to go through a lot more of an upward battle. And probably raise more money, you know?
If he gets like a real estate lawyer and that kind of thing, he can make them prove it.
That's true, yeah.
Because a lot of people don't, by the time you figure out what's going on, it's too late.
Yeah.
So somebody who's interested in buying a property or whatever, they can basically hit up like the title company, all sorts of crazy. There's avenues to be like, okay, so you say you own it, prove it, you own it.
Yeah.
How did you come across this mortgage? And if he can prove in a way, but he's third party there, but if he can prove in a way that they just acquired this mortgage without going through their due process, then their acquiring of the mortgage could be invalidated. It's involved.
Yeah.
That's why, and plus, if you own a mortgage and you have, mortgage and title insurance, they're supposed to know when somebody's trying to buy your mortgage. They're supposed to let you know.
Yeah.
It's a long, convoluted thing. So unless an agreement is made with the person or the company who actually owns the mortgage now, and maybe Jason Hawes saying, okay, look, we'll pay this, whatever, maybe we can share in the profit, whatever winds up happening, that's probably the fastest way this is going to get remedied. Otherwise, it could be proactive for a long time.
Yeah.
And by then, people will completely stop caring about the Conjuring House, and it won't be worth the, property it's sitting on. Because it's really not. It's the property it's making the money, but makes you wonder, because I thought Matt Rife was going to do something with it, but maybe not.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's talk about what we've been up to.
Okay, you first.
No, you first. You're a big time artist. Go ahead and it's way more important than what I'm doing. So Omi is a big time artist. She's been busy. She's been in a couple magazines. You know, had articles written about her art for Helene.
So if you guys
So just so you know, you need to put some respect on that when you say I am an artist. You are an artist.
If you guys follow me on Instagram, you know I started making little bird sculptures using Helene debris, because even though Helene is now over a year ago, we still have debris in our waterways, even on some of our streets. Some of our major roadways, like NC 80, are still covered in debris, whether it's metal debris.
Something like this, cleanup is years.
Yeah.
It's not a year later, everything is great.
Glass debris, what have you. And because there is still so much debris, I think it's a statement that I can go out on my 15-minute break or my lunch break and gather up debris every single day.
Well, don't give me your secrets.
I can turn that debris into art.
Anyway,
And because
what would you? This is what would you call it? Is it disaster art?
so debris art. So you interrupted me.
Well, I know, because you're gonna basically tell all your secrets and give it all away.
Anyways, what I was going to say was I take all of that debris and I turn it into art.
Yes.
That art piqued the interest of a writer at Our State Magazine, which is a major magazine for North Carolina, but it's also a major magazine for the entire East Coast. Apparently, it's got a wider readership than most, like, big magazines.
It's got pretty pictures.
Yeah. I've had phone calls. Well, the gallery that I put my art in has had phone calls as far away as Alaska and Michigan for people interested in my birds. Little bird sculptures. And then I ended up on Fox Weather, and it's kind of exploded from there.
Nice.
So yeah,
I'd make a joke that only you understand.
but you can
You're going perpendicular on Fox Weather.
yeah,
The one time in a hurricane, I'm almost perpendicular, guys.
but you can see my art as well as the scavenger hunts, because the thing is I make this art and then I give part of it away to people in my community. So I post scavenger hunts for people to follow clues and then find a little piece of art.
Yes.
So you can find that on my Instagram.
And we do have a Patreon that we have sadly not been too active in. But you're going to be a little something heading your way. It's going to be nice. Just a little something. It'll be good. Going to throw it out there. Just because we can. Now let's get on to the other news. Mm-hmm. So once or twice I've mentioned the push to reclaim my own digital media and just media in general, because if you stop paying for a subscription, you lose your media, right? Are you listening?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I've decided to have a much stronger push. So I bought a little audio player and put some music on it, and I couldn't be happier. Right? Mm-hmm. High quality, high fidelity, high res music. So I've started kind of like buying CDs and getting music and starting to stockpile it, because I'm putting it on this audio player and junk like that, because I want to be able to have content that I own. And the push started when we've been fighting back and forth with this group over copyright.
Yeah.
Them saying that the song that we paid for, the little garbage song that we played in the beginning of the podcast, belongs to them, going back and forth. And it's like, that's impossible because this and that. So anyway, we won that struggle. So Creep Geeks Podcast has prevailed with the copyright.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they just decided, well, we're not going to fight it. Of course you're not going to fight it, because you will not win, right?
Yeah.
Because of the terms and agreements to using that music that we pay for. You pay for it, you license it, you should be able to use it. So anyway, we won that battle, and after that, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start collecting. So anyway, I got an audio player, and this is mainly for people who had an iPod, the iPod battery died, whatever, and you're just to the point where you just kind of put it away, but you think you might want to get back into it, like listening to music and maybe, being more present in putting the phone away. and just listening to what's on that device, kind of, I don't want to say unplug, but you know what I mean? Kind of put some of the distractions away when it comes to the phone. Because whenever I listen to music on my phone, I start playing the music, and then what do? Let me go on Reddit. Let me go on this. Let me go on that. So you don't really, So I found this audio player after doing, minutes of research with this whole thing, because it's definitely a rabbit hole. And it's made by FiiO. It's called the Snow Sky Echo Mini. And it's a little tiny square that looks like a cassette. And you can put music on it. And it's as easy as going to your computer and then dragging the music over to the device and letting it go. And it's there. You don't have to let me open up iTunes and leap through my own rectum trying to figure out how to make it all work.
Yeah.
And it supports high resolution formats and junk. And so I've been finding the music and putting it on there at a higher resolution. And even though over my poor hearing and tinnitus, I can hear the quality, and I am super excited by it. It gives me the fizz.
Yeah.
Yes. So here we go. Anyway, I put a link to it. So if you want to check it out, they run about $50. Is it worth it? You sure. If you have an old dead iPod because of the battery and you want to get another one, man, there are thousands of iPods on eBay. And some of them will say new. And they're obviously not new. They'll just be packaged or whatever. But there are plenty of iPods out there that have been modded to do different things, like have Bluetooth and all the modern conveniences installed where it streams music and does all that jazz for a crazy price. Some of those get $300, $400, $600. It's ridiculous. You can do the same thing for $50 with the Snow Sky Echo Mini, or you can just buy another iPod with a new battery, where somebody has taken the time to pop it apart, put a new battery in it, maybe increase the memory so you can put more songs in there, have a larger capacity, and they vary in price too. So anyway, listen to music, buy your own content, own it, own your own content.
Yeah.
So you can get CDs and DVDs and stuff, and somehow or another work them to your device or just hold on to them, because you're just renting if you have a subscription. You stop paying, your content goes away.
Yeah.
Which is an aggravation. I don't want that. Yep. Oh, and I did celebrate a milestone.
Yes.
I've had my YouTube channel for 15 years.
Congratulations.
Next year, my YouTube channel can drive itself right in a trash can like it's doing right now. I'm just saying. That AI is some stuff. Yeah, I started a long time ago.
Yeah.
Making videos. I started trying to figure out how to make these cameras work. When we worked for Canon, you and I, and it was like, people would call with a question, how come I can't upload this to YouTube? And nobody could really answer because none of us really did anything. We didn't do it, because first off, you have the camera. Secondly, you're making videos to put on YouTube, and not all of us were doing it at the time. YouTube was basically you, as in you're the creator, and you're putting your stuff everywhere on the inner tubes, right? Anyway, I started figuring it out. This back then, the whole flip minnows and, the push the big red button and put your crap on the internet kind of phase.
Yeah.
And our cameras are much better. And people were like, I don't understand. How come I can't upload this video? And it was always something dumb like, well, you have to verify that you actually have an email, like a verifiable email, and you can unlock it. And you can upload 30-minute videos instead of 5-minute videos. So it's not a camera problem, it's a you problem. And so I started catching all those tech support calls. This person can't upload their stuff to YouTube. And then later on, when Canon was like, we're going to start a YouTube channel, I got called in there. How do we do this? So that the manager had a better understanding of what he was talking about. And I also got called in there and they said, hey, you're making money off of YouTube with your YouTube channel. I said, yes. And they're like, we would like it if you wouldn't do these types of videos. And I said, I started this before you guys had an internet presence. So the short answer is no. And I'm not going to work extra hours or overtime because this is a second job. And they're like, what? And we're talking to people that still wore their phones on the outside of their pants and didn't believe that the internet was real. Good times. So anyway, as it stands, if you treat YouTube like a job, this is the longest I've ever held a job, 15 years. Well, think about it. Beat out Canon. Canon was 14 years. The Navy was 10. The other stuff doesn't really count because you haven't been alive long enough to make it count. Yeah. Isn't that something? And I celebrated it by forgetting all about it and not doing anything at all, watching TV. I think we ate a pizza.
Yeah.
So there you go. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Well, funny, I also got one from Google Guides. Mm-hmm. It said, happy birthday.
Oh,
it was
I
like
need to
9
check
years
mine.
or something like that. And it's
Yeah.
like, your reviews have helped 94,000 people and you have over 18 million photo views and all that stuff. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I immediately uploaded some stuff because I keep forgetting about it, but it kind of is what it is. That's the thing. Everybody's got media and things to do with their phones. And what happens when you set it down? You start looking for it. You get that weird vibration in your pants and you're like, oh my God, I'm missing a call or something. You don't even have your phone. There's a syndrome for that.
What?
People, like when you put your phone on vibrate
Yeah.
and you just randomly feel it, the little ghost vibrations. You don't even have your phone with you and you think you're getting a call. I can't think of what it's called, but
Okay.
yeah, we all experience it. But so yeah, to be able to actually hear music because of the whole tinnitus and just ears going bad when you get older, and being able to listen to stuff that I want to listen to without ads, and $50 for this device, a decent pair of headphones, man. It's a blast to my past because I'm of an age where the Walkman showed up in the U.S. and everybody blew up with that sort of thing. People are like, well, the iPod changed the world. Bullshit. Well, the Sony Walkman changed the world.
Phantom vibration syndrome and phantom ringing may be experienced while taking a shower, watching television, or using a different noisy device.
Interesting.
Yes.
So anyway, own your own content, buy a media player, put some stuff on it, take a walk, listen to music. Oh, and be selective when you're downloading music. It's real easy just to find trash and be like, heck yeah, and then realize, or look at your old music collection. That's the thing too. If you have an old music collection on your computer, you can definitely put it on one of these devices for sure.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we do have a link if you want to check out Omi's articles and where you can kind of see the sculptures she's talking about. I don't think you can buy them online because she can't make them fast enough. And that's a good problem to have.
They take 50 hours to cure.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So
Speaking of problems, so there was a problem just outside of Area 51. Mm-hmm. And it's the 432nd Winged Aircraft was involved in an incident, and there's no fatalities or injuries. But what made this kind of unique is this is sort of outside Area 51.
okay.
So this happened in September 23rd. So there was an incident. They're not really saying what it is. And the site was secured and guarded until recovery and cleanup operations was completed 2 days later. And it says, during a follow-up site survey on October 3rd, investigators discovered signs of tampering at the mishap location, including the presence of an inert training bomb body. Mm-hmm. That just means it's a bomb with no innards in it to make it blow up. And an aircraft panel of unknown origin were placed on the site post-incident.
Yeah.
Yeah. And no further details are available at this time.
Well,
But allegedly there was some kind of incident where they had to clean it up. And then 2 days later, some weird stuff shows up. Like, how did they get there? And this is on Creech Air Force Base.
currently being investigated by Air Force Office of Special
Yeah,
Investigations.
OSI.
OSI and the FBI. Okay.
So it's kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some kind of cover-up. Is this some sort of,
Yeah.
who knows what it is? I think it's going to turn into something more. That's kind of why I put it in the podcast, because we talk about stuff and then come back later on and go, this is what we talked about before, and here it is. Mm. Yep. So since I got into the whole UFO mood, closer to home, I found this from Mary Joyce. And she runs Skyships Over Cashiers. Mm. And Cashiers is in Cashiers, North Carolina. And we've talked to her multiple times. We know her. And she put something up because she finds blurbs and sticks them up on her website you can go to. But there's some photos of what appears to be a possible second crashed, like a new UFO type crash in New Mexico. And this is just southwest of Albuquerque. And she got this as an anonymous tip. And we can go to her website, skyshipsovercashers.com. We have a link to it and check out the stuff that she has because she has a ton of stuff on that site. It's been around for a while. So allegedly, this anonymous person sent her the coordinates for a crashed UFO located about 53 miles southwest of Albuquerque, right, New Mexico. And if you use the coordinates that she provides on the website and use Google Earth to look at it, there's no UFO to be seen, but the site has appeared to be covered, right, by a huge tarp or something. And there's some old Google images, Google Earth images, from back in 2013 and 2017, and it looks like a saucer of something. It's just laying there, half buried in the dirt. And it looks huge. And now I don't know if this is actually a flying saucer, or if this is a building that has been uncovered, or if this is a marker of some kind. But if it's what I think it is, it's not supposed to be on Google Earth, and you're not supposed to be able to see it.
I just figured out where this is.
Well, I know where it is. But if you're wondering where it is, I'll give you the coordinates right now, and you can write them down with a pen if you'd like. Ready? It's 34 degrees. Let me just give you the numbers because I can't remember if it's numbers in minutes. It's 34, 24, 28.1 north. Right?
21.8.
That's what I said, 21.8
Okay.
north. Mm-hmm. And then the second set of numbers is 107, 05, 44.4 west. So you can do your degrees and, hours and minutes, that kind of thing for your latitude and longitude. And there's a couple of pictures there that you can kind of look at. Now, the pictures you see, the modern pictures basically covered by like a tarp or a Quonset, something huge, but the older pictures show something completely different. So, I don't know. Now, our buddy Dave in New Mexico has a Jeep. Maybe he can pop out there sometime and take a look. I don't know if I'd drive out there, though. So it's possible this may be a new New Mexico UFO crash. It's weird looking, whatever it is. So, and that's courtesy of Mary Joyce from Skyships Over Cashers. What? You're looking a little crazy over there.
I'm trying to think. Remember when Carlos wanted us to go to an observatory? Was he trying to send us towards here?
No.
Okay. It was Otero he was trying to send us to, right?
It wasn't there. I mean, yeah, I don't know where it was, but it wasn't where this is located.
Yeah, I know where this is located. And I'm very mad that we've never been there.
Well, it's probably because we can't get there.
Or we've had very bad luck every time we've tried to go here.
Yes. Well, there's some places that look great until you start driving it, and they become not great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I'm looking at the directions, and I'm like, fantastic.
So, anyway, if you guys are curious, you should throw that in Google Earth and check it out. You might like it. Or you might be like, that's kind of crazy. I'm sitting here coughing. That's something. So, speaking of UFOs, I thought this was pretty cool. There's a UFO, hotspot sort of map that you can look at.
Yeah.
And so I figured we should take a look because, let's see exactly.
I gotta say, though.
What?
This Mary Joy, there was a major UFO sighting here a very long time ago.
Yeah.
That's what's bothering me about this one.
Yeah. I don't know the name of it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Because New Mexico, believe it or not, has had a lot of UFO sightings. Mm-hmm. But this one, when I looked at that and said, oh, okay, this is something worth talking about. And if that UFO museum opens up in Rio Rancho, you might be able to find information on it.
The Lania Zamora incident.
Oh, that one's pretty famous.
That's what happened near here.
What, Socorro?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one that happened between Socorro and the area that this was in. Yeah.
Well, if it's between Socorro and the area where it's in, it's probably hard to get to. So, because Socorro is the only place, well, we've been stuck two places. Socorro was the one we were stuck for a day, 24 hours. Actually, we got stuck there twice. because when it rains, the water channels through and the solid surface you were on becomes not so solid. And there's a reserve out there. There's a bunch of stuff out there. And also a famous UFO sighting was out there.
Yeah, you know what's closer to this than the civilized way to get here? If we made friends with some people and went from the other direction, which is
From a reservation?
yeah, from reservation land.
Yeah.
So it would actually be a lot safer because there's a clear forest road towards there. But then it fades off.
Yeah, well, sometimes those clear forest roads have 2-foot ruts in them.
Yeah. So
And our DIY camper van, the Albino Rhino, is named in a contest, and the contest winner was Dave. Would not make it. Dave would probably make it. He's got a sweet Jeep. You hear that, Dave? Sweet Jeep.
Yeah.
We might have to pop out there sometime if we get the
Yeah.
time and be like, hey, let's go explore.
hey Dave, Forest Road 12.
So we're talking to Dave like he's listening.
Yes, yeah.
2 weeks later, he's going to be like, what are you talking about? So anyway, I thought that was kind of cool. But yeah, there is every once in a while, somebody would gather a bunch of information, put it together and say, here's all the Bigfoot sightings and here's all this and here's all that. Well, here's one for UFOs, right? And it's UFO hotspots and this includes states with the highest sightings in the U.S.
I'm surprised.
So let's go to where we live. North Carolina had 2,678 sightings or reports, right?
Yeah.
Virginia had 2,948. That's a lot.
No. You're reading it wrong. So it's one UFO sighting per X people.
Oh. What? Then why do I even put this in here? Who
Wait.
cares? So that means that there's one sighting per 2,960 or 48 people?
Yeah, because like
How does that work?
if you go to the top, it says Washington has officially taken the top spot as the UFO capital of the U.S. with one reported sighting for every 1,000.
So the
21
smaller
people.
the number, the more sightings.
Yeah.
Why did they do it like this? All right.
I know. It's a horrible infographic because it's casino.canada.
Oh,
So-
it's Canada?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
There's like one person in Canada I like. I'm just saying, it's Prospero. It's like, hey, man.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Wow, New Mexico dropped 1, 2, 3.
New Mexico doesn't have that many people overall, so this whole thing
That's
would be
true.
skewed. If you have, a city that has, like, say, 50 million people in it, and 3 or 4 people see it, or 100 people see it, is the number going to be skewed when it won't have the same weight? Because
No.
if you think about it, if you're like, say you got 5 people and 3 people see it, then that would be a higher sighting than 1,000 people and 3 people seeing it.
That would be a higher per capita. However, it also falls into the whole if a tree falls in the forest argument because New Mexico ranks like 46th in population, but ranks like 6th or 7th in size. So it has much more size for there to be UFO or UAP occurrences over top of it. However, it has less per capita to report those things. So if a tree falls in a forest,
So then you would think that more weight would be applied to the less people, larger area seeing something.
kind of, but
All right.
I mean, it's still there in the top 10, right? Yeah, it's still in the top 10. Arizona dropped, though.
Okay, so basically they're saying that North Carolina is trash for UFO sightings, and New Mexico, of course, is higher, which we expected.
Yeah.
Texas is huge, and they have 1,342. So it's a sighting per 1,300 people, roughly. And well, okay, I don't like this thing. I'm not going to put it on the website.
And here's the thing, North Carolina is more densely populated.
But let's talk about Canada, though.
Yeah. Where's
Wow.
the Canada?
Alberta
Yeah.
has had more sightings. 568 people have seen things.
Or one UFO sighting per 568. Wow. Okay.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Ontario 639, British Columbia 742, Manitoba 853, Quebec 1029, the Northwest Territories 1318. They have even less people in the Northwest Territories. Nova Scotia it's pretty. Anyway, I spent some time in Nova Scotia, and it's pretty
Yeah.
populated. It's 3584. Interesting. I like Nova Scotia. I had a good time.
But I'm still trying to find a time period, and I think I found it, 1974. So from today to 1974 is I do not like this.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah.
But it's there, and we're not going to,
Yeah.
anyway, that was a miss for me, swing and a miss.
It's okay.
Yeah. Oh, it gets better. When we talk about eating a peacock and stuff, you're going to like that.
Okay.
So speaking of plane crash, so I had to create a section for our show notes with this particular episode called Dipshittery. So under the Dipshittery section, I've included a couple things that I thought belonged here.
Yeah.
So in the past, we've talked about things like policemen and stuff like that, not being able to tell the difference between an illegal substance and the sugary flakes that come off Krispy Kreme donuts, right? And
Yeah.
things like that. And then here we have this. So a plane crash Halloween decoration prompts emergency response in Iowa. So it's like, oh, okay.
Oh, man.
So it looks like they were called to action. Okay, guys, we got something. There were a possible plane crash over the weekend. This is this past weekend. It was, of course, quickly resolved when they arrived at the scene, discovered that it was just a realistic Halloween decoration.
Okay.
So evidently some people called in. This is in Central City, and the local fire department was like helping to prepare for a homecoming parade. And all of a sudden they had to stop when somebody called in, had a worrisome report of a possible plane crash. So they headed over there right quick. And they see this fake plane crash. It's like in a tree and a person in it. And they soon realized, right?
Yeah.
It was a Halloween decoration. And it had a skeleton dressed as a pilot in the cockpit, all sorts of stuff.
Oh.
So, part of it when you do a job like this, I guess EMT, fire department, Navy, whatever, military, when you have weird stuff happens, you sort of remember those, because then when you're swapping stories back and forth with somebody who's in the same vocation or the same ilk,
Yeah.
you'd be like, oh yeah, well one time there's a plane crash in a tree and we had to, and like, what? That kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, they ain't definitely not going to tell people about that. One time we responded to a plane crash in a tree and there was a skeleton there and it was just a Halloween decoration. Because then you have to go and do your job and see what it is, but you probably feel kind of foolish doing it. So I was like, what? And what kind of dipshit looks at that, sees that, and then calls? There's a skeleton, so it obviously has to be there longer. Like, what were they thinking? We've seen this before with like Christmas lights.
Yeah.
Where the guy put like a little animatronic. It looked like a guy was hanging off a roof and his legs were kicking back and forth and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, from a distance, that would look like a dude hanging off a roof.
Yeah.
But if you looked at it long enough, and how long can you hold yourself hanging off a roof? So, yeah.
Yeah.
So I had to include something to sort of offset that. And there's a neighbor feud in Phoenix, and it basically stems from voodoo and witchcraft.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's where the whole voodoo feud comes from. So just to kind of give you a brief overview, and this is in Phoenix, Arizona, right? It's a mother and son who claimed, this long-running dispute includes their neighbors, right? They're performing witchcraft and voodoo acts. They were basically charged with armed robbery after allegedly attacking them with a metal pipe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the mother and son were arrested, charged with armed robbery after attacking their voodoo neighbors.
Yeah.
And the suspects claimed that the attack was motivated by a long-running dispute involving their neighbors performing witchcraft and voodoo.
And stealing their cell phone.
And stealing his cell phone.
Okay.
So both the suspects are being held on a $5,000 secured bond.
Oh, and one of the suspects is also accused of removing a gray metal necklace from one of the victims.
So that's where the whole thievery comes in. Yeah. Evidently, this dispute's been going on between the two neighbors, right? It's been going on for years. And both of them are, of course, fighting with each other, so they're pointing fingers at each other. Yeah, so the court documents basically say the mother and son attacked their neighbors with a metal pipe, leaving them both with gashes in their heads and necks before stealing their cell phones, like you were saying, and one of the suspects stole that metal thing. But when the police arrived at the scene, the metal pipe with red blood stains was found in the front room and a large pool of blood in the driveway of the victims' homes, right? Home surveillance video captured both pairs of neighbors, and they were verbally arguing, and then they basically started fighting it.
Yeah.
7 years, I call the police. Call the police, call the police,
Yeah.
and nothing's basically been done about it. So both parties claim it all started with witchcraft and continuous acts being performed on voodoo dolls. And so one of them said that the back and forth voodoo action was causing his partner so much pain it was keeping her up at night. Yeah, he's doing like witchcraft, like satanic stuff. He's over there poking the dollies, and then right when he sees me on the camera, you can start him feeling you poking your body. So this is like some spiteful stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So there's this guy walking over with the voodoo doll, knowing he's being seen on the cameras, and he's just sitting there stabbing the doll, and then you're watching it go, ow, ow.
Yeah.
So yeah. So during this exchange, they told him to come over to the half wall so they could fight. And during the altercation, he noticed that his mother was exchanging punches with the female neighbor. So they're full on fighting. So yeah, and so the two suspects are in jail for $5,000 secure bond. So I guess that they went over and initiated it, so they're ones going to jail.
Yeah.
But that's some crazy stuff. I mean, neighbors and having crappy neighbors is terrible. But having neighbors out there in your security camera stabbing a voodoo doll and doing stuff like that, and you're out there fisticuffs over the half wall.
Yeah.
That's funny. It's not funny, but it's definitely dipshittery. And they do have a picture and a video, and you can go to the link and click on it and watch it. And the guy looks like he's missing a little stuff of hair there.
I wonder if that happened
I don't know, man.
in the fight.
Probably.
Yeah.
I would hope so. Otherwise, he just got some weird hair going on. But that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So I guess some definite dipshittery. So, all right, since that last thing failed, let's try this. And these are the most haunted houses in every state by housebeautiful.com. They have good pictures.
That's about it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, how dare you? Let's talk about some of the the haunted houses in every state. And I don't want to go through and talk about their backstories are chilling because I don't really care so much because
There's a couple of good ones on here.
yeah, there is.
I'll say that.
Let's start with I don't know. We just talked about Arizona. So the Rawson House in Phoenix
Yeah.
was 1895. It's a Victorian home. It looks pretty spooky. It looks like the Munster Mansion, right? But they get phantom footsteps and stuff like that, and they're thinking it could be from a former caretaker who is tragically murdered. And in Arkansas, you've got the Peel Mansions in Bentonville. California is the Whaley House in San Diego. And I know about this. I used to live in San Diego.
Yeah.
And so it's now a museum. But it was, it was a private home for Thomas Whaley and his family. But unfortunately, it was built on top of the site of a grotesque, gruesome hanging.
Okay.
Yeah.
But number 46, all the way down near the bottom, because I had to look, Virginia, the Ferry Plantation House in Virginia Beach.
Really?
There's so many more haunted places. However, this claims that there are few dearly departed regulars who haunt this 1830s home. One spirit is a man who loves nothing more than to talk to the living, while the other is known as the Witch of Pungo. She's not as chatty, probably because she was one of the only people in the state to ever be tried for witchcraft. Yeah. I'm not.
I mean, it's off Ferry Plantation Road if you want to go look. And there's a couple of houses that are, I think, the Thorogood House.
Yeah.
Adam Thorogood House. That place is super creepy. Has always been super creepy.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
And then there's houses that definitely deserve to be on here, like South Dakota, the Adams House in Deadwood. Yeah. Or the Littlefield House in Austin, Texas. That thing pretty sure they've used that in some horror movies. But then
North Carolina's got the
Biltmore
Biltmore
House, which I just visited recently. And I'm sorry, but I don't think it's haunted. However, I have heard that certain rooms act up during certain times of year and certain seasons. Like if I had gone to the Biltmore house later on in October, the pool area is especially weird.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
And the place that I guess
I think Daniel told us that.
Yeah, what's her face had parties. Now I did get mad because I wanted to go on the elevators, but they all had signs saying no, you could not get on the elevators. So
Interesting.
now New Mexico Los Lunas has the Luna Mansion, and yeah, we've heard tons about that place being haunted as heck. So
I don't know if we can get in there or not.
When we
I don't remember what the deal is. That there was something about it. We actually looked into it because you've got like, and we've seen it.
Yeah.
We've seen it on was it Ghost Hunters?
You had to go with a team.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any others that we want to include in here?
Oh, well, I guess you no longer go there with a team. You now go there for brunch or very expensive dinner with live music. Fantastic.
Yeah, I think part of it is with this House Beautiful is that they've included places that look pretty. Mm-hmm. Because they certainly didn't include the Adobe Valley. That place is haunted. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
We had some experiences there. We went and took a little trip over when we were cruising across the country. That place is weird.
We've actually,
And it's funny. It's not funny, but I have a lot of footage that all of a sudden just doesn't exist anymore for that place, including the tour we got, by the people that work there. It was great. They were telling us all sorts of experiences. They were even calling people that weren't working that day and said, tell them about this, tell them about this.
Yeah.
Because we brought it up to, this during a spooky season trip we made, and they were like, go anywhere you want. Just be careful.
Yeah.
So we got to walk around and experience it. And that place is crazy all by itself. Food was good.
Yeah. Food was great.
Big old cookie was good. Place was haunted. Had all just sorts of tons of stuff. It felt like, well, I don't know how to describe it, but if you bring a bunch of stuff back from a thrift store that's haunted and you put it all together in a place, not only do you have like a haunted place, but you also have like what Zach Baggins did for his haunted museum thing.
Yeah.
It's just pretty chilling. You know what else is chilling?
What?
We have our own cryptid now,
Oh. we do.
officially.
Okay.
It's armadillos.
Oh.
Well, if you've never seen one in your area,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden you're seeing them, you can cut that being a cryptid, like the whole, big cats that allegedly don't exist in North Carolina and places like that because they haven't seen enough of them. Like the Wampus cat, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Black panthers and that stuff. But yeah, man, evidently armadillos have made their way here.
This map has been going viral on social media because everybody is super excited to actually participate and hopefully spot these things. I remember when we went down to South Carolina, we started noticing them. You started.
Man, they were
counting them.
everywhere.
Yeah.
I stopped counting after like 200. It's like,
Yeah.
there's another one.
Yeah. Now I don't know. I want to see if anybody like where we live will spot them.
Well, hopefully we don't.
Yeah.
So just a couple things you should know about the armadillos that you'll see in the U.S. First thing is they don't roll. And the most popular armadillo that you'll see is the 9-banded armadillo. And those are the ones that naturally carry leprosy.
Oh.
Like naturally. So if you go down further south, like South American stuff, they got like a 3-banded armadillo and they don't carry leprosy. They eat them down there. But yeah, you see them here. They got 9 bands. There's the possibility it's carrying leprosy. So you want to be careful. And there's been armadillo sightings in the U.S. since the 1800s. Well, okay. I just thought they were here. You know what I mean? Now, also in the same conversation, and according to North Carolina Wildlife, Resources Commission. There is no evidence that the armadillos in North Carolina are carrying leprosy. Well, there's never any evidence until there is. And then when there is, you're like, well, if one of them's got it, chances are a lot of them got it. So, yeah. But nearly every one of North Carolina's counties have had at least an unconfirmed sighting report that there is armadillos. So evidently, they're out.
The county we live in has confirmed observations. That's crazy.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
They grow about the size of a domestic cat, in case you're wondering. They have long tongues that lets them scoop up 40,000 ants in one meal, like an anteater. I wish they would eat gnats. This aggravated things. Mm-hmm. And here's the fun part. When scared, they can jump more than 3 feet in the air.
I saw a video of one jumping, and
it
it scared the bejesus out of somebody. Yeah.
I seen one where a guy was like looking at the armadillo, and he farted, and it jumped 3 feet in the air and took off. And I don't know why, but that was hilarious. Yeah. Hilarious. So I don't know if armadillos are in Alaska. Maybe. I don't know. But evidently, and that's the thing too, if you had a weird sighting of something until it's proven, it's a cryptid to me. Because, I mean, look at this thing.
They are pretty
scary looking.
Yeah.
And then they grow weird hair. So they got like this weird sort of sideburn hair, side beards. So,
allegedly, the farthest north they've been sighted, or armadillos in general, has been Illinois and Indiana. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, in Detroit, somebody was out there doing something, came across an alligator just hanging out, sunning itself. And so it's kind of like, what? You figured it'd be way too cold, but I don't know. So, here's some justice, I guess, as we're fixing to wrap up the podcast here pretty soon, but I don't know how I feel about this. This is sort of an opinion thing. Mm-hmm. And I'm kind of on the side, but so a driver who hit a dog was forced to dig the animal's grave by its angry gun-wielding owner.
Oh.
And where do you think this took place? Texas. Okay. You're right. So the motorist who basically hit the dog and it died, right, was allegedly forced to dig the unfortunate animal's grave by its gun-wielding owner. So the bizarre incident, which came to light, occurred in September. I think it's in Mineola. So anyway, the victim was cruising down a road and it inadvertently hit the poor dog. And then upon pulling over to assess the situation, the motorist was quickly met by the angry dog owner, who brandished a gun and indicated that he was the dog's owner. And basically, the guy had an ordeal, right?
Yeah.
So distraught over the owner's passing,
Hernandez ordered the driver to retrieve the animal's remains from the side of the road before snatching the motorist's keys and cell phone and forcing him to dig a hole to bury the dog. Satisfied with the impromptu grave, the gun-wielding man allegedly took the victim to a nearby ATM where the driver was strong-armed into withdrawing $200 as compensation for the pooch's passing. Hernandez ultimately released the terrified motorist with the ominous promise that he would fine the man if he did not pay an additional unspecified sum for the incident. The driver later reported the unimaginable incident to the police, who promptly arrested the dog owner for aggravated robbery and kidnapping.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
See, the part where it goes wrong for me is where he made him go to an ATM machine.
Yeah.
But there's always more to a story. If this guy was zooming up and down the road or being reckless or just being stupid and hit and killed the dog, then I think that Texas owner absolutely well within his rights.
Yeah.
You know, because it's a dog.
Yeah.
And making him pay for it is teaching him a lesson.
Yeah.
Making him dig a hole is teaching him a lesson. Like, was the guy trying to drive off after he hit the dog? What was the deal here? There's more to this story than just this dude just got crazy about it.
Yeah.
And said, now I'm going to go rob you. You know, this is somebody's family member. And if you have dogs and you love your dog, then you would, you know.
Yeah.
It's,
and this says.
So I would like to hear the whole thing.
Yeah. The victim was cruising down a road and inadvertently hit the poor dog.
Really? Were you cruising? How fast were you cruising?
Yeah.
Were you not paying attention? Were you doing all the irresponsible things that people don't like? But, I mean, I can kind of see both sides of it. Yeah, the guy was terrified. He was held up at gunpoint, basically, and made to do some stuff. But at the same time, it kind of sounds like Texas justice to me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You're going to take care of it. You're going to fix it. You're going to fix the situation. And if you don't put the proper respect to something like that, like you know what I'm saying?
Now, man, okay. So when you click on the original story, it makes you like the dude less. So.
Who?
The victim said Hernandez then went into the house and came back with an AR-style gun with optics and 2 attached magazines. According to the affidavit, he forced the man to walk back to the vehicles, get in Hernandez's truck, and drive to an ATM to get money as compensation for the dog. During the drive, Hernandez sat in the passenger seat, still holding the rifle. Scared to death, gave the $200. Hernandez took a picture of the driver's license, telling the victim he knew where he lived if he wasn't fully compensated. Hernandez was arrested on Thursday and has been charged with aggravated robbery and aggravated kidnapping. His bond's been set to $300,000. He also faces 8 on-site drug-related charges with bonds totaling $360,000.
All right, so he's not a good guy.
Yeah.
Still, though.
I know.
I want to hear about the dude, the victim.
Yeah.
Is it really a victim? Is he a bad guy? What if it comes out later on that he was a drug dealer
Well,
or
actually,
something crazy like that?
he was driving home on September 8th, allegedly.
Well, everybody's driving somewhere. Where are you going? Work or home? Those are 2 places you can tell a policeman.
Yeah.
You'll be like, oh, I'm going to the mall. What are you going to the mall for? Like, well, that would be none of your business,
Yeah.
right? Texas justice. All right, so speaking of that, you're running into people like that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some peacock eating.
Really?
Yeah. Because we got the whole dipshit neighbors, right? You got the voodoo feud, Texas justice, and then this guy. All right, so this man is accused of killing pet peacocks and then eating them over a dispute with a neighbor.
Oh, and where did this occur?
Here's where it gets better. This is in Florida. I don't know. Is it in Florida? I can't remember if it's in Florida or California, because those are the 2 places that you can just find peacocks in the wild. Mm-hmm. And they scream, too. They're noisy, right? So anyway, a fight between the neighbors over the pet peacocks is what led to it. So the angry owner of said peacocks chose to kill his birds rather than let his neighbors feed them.
Oh.
Stop feeding my peacock. And they keep doing it. It's like, I'll show you. And he just eats his own birds.
Yeah.
So this, I guess, was in Pasco County, because the Pasco County Sheriff's Office investigated. They charged the guy with a felony.
So Newport Richey, Florida.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the backstory is that, it's Pasco County Sheriff's Office was alerted when she found, this lady called the cops, when she found a disturbing letter in her mailbox. Her neighbor, named Craig, had pet peacocks that roamed free in his yard, and she would often feed the birds. So Voigt threatened to kill the birds if she kept feeding them. Right? And the letter confirmed that he had killed 2 of the birds with graphic details using his knife, and he prepared them for dinner. So the deputies got sent out to investigate. They saw the letter. And when confronted, Voigt said, he and his neighbor had a past history of fighting over feeding his pet peacocks. And according to a criminal complaint, he admitted to basically taking them out by spite. And then he described how he prepared the birds in a frying pan and he ate them. And so they charged him with aggravated cruelty to animals with excessive pain and death. The way he took those peacocks out is the same way you take out a chicken.
Yeah. And they're his peacocks.
Yeah.
So he got charged for unaliving his own pets.
Yeah. He's also charged in being held, right, with a $25,000 bond for his criminal case. So.
But he killed them the same way you would kill
A chicken.
a game bird, basically.
It's a bird.
Yeah.
You cut their heads off and bleed them out. And then you cook 'em.
Peacocks are cousins to turkeys.
And that leads to the question. Peacocks are beautiful. Does that make them taste better? Now, I can see if he didn't want that person feeding the peacocks, because if a peacock gets a free meal, he's not going anywhere. They stay. They fly around. They scream.
Yeah.
They're annoying. You know, like, you ever see the turkeys when they keep running up to people and stuff?
Yeah.
Like, hey, peacocks are worse. So, I don't know. Now, if this guy just did it just out of spite, like, stop feeding my birds, and he's like, you know what? Yeah, I'll show you. I'll kill them before I let you keep feeding them. At least he ate them.
Google says that
Peacocks are delicious. Please tell me it says they're good.
I asked if it was legal to eat one. And the key factors are, if it's your own domesticated peacock, yes, you can legally eat it.
You know what else you can eat?
What?
Canadian
Geese.
geese. Canadian geese.
Okay.
What'd you say?
D's nuts.
Why would you do that? We're not that kind of podcast.
I know.
That's inappropriate.
Okay.
Inappropriate. So anyway,
However, if they're domesticated as pets, they are covered by the Protection of Animals Act 19-11 with regards to cruelty.
so I think if anything, he's probably going to get let off with an easy. Or he's going to get sentenced, right? He's going to get in trouble. I think it's not going to be as bad because he ate it. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think about that? His picture is crazy.
It is crazy.
He's like, you know.
So it's weird because since he claimed they were pets, then it does count as cruelty for him to kill them and then eat them. But if he had classified them as livestock,
Well, if he's got a lawyer and the lawyer, like, are they your pets? Do they come inside? Do you feed them? And if he's like, no, I don't feed them. They're in my yard all the time. And the neighbor keeps feeding them. Then I don't know. It's going to get murky. The guy's got a public defender. He's going to jail. You know what I mean? You need somebody like Matlock to navigate this sort of weird, sort of dynamic here.
peacock tastes quite a bit like quail, but with a gamier taste. The meat is rich and dark with little to no fat. A lot of it depends on seasoning.
Well, I mean, that's how you make everything taste good. I guess the seasonings. I don't know. Anyway, I think we've done enough damage today.
Apparently, there's recipes in England on how to make peacock.
The blandest place on the planet.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So,
They're probably like, you have to use all the exotic spices like salt and pepper, maybe some vinegar.
This recipe dates back to the 1600s.
Yeah, they definitely had no flavor back then.
Yeah. So,
So, anyway, we do appreciate you taking the time to listen to the podcast. This has been Creep Geeks Podcast, Season 9, Episode 344. This was Conjuring House, Area 51, New Mexico UFO Crash, Voodoo Feud, North Carolina Armadillos, Eating a Peacock, and Haunted Houses. So, anyway, that's all I got. So, see you later. Take it easy. Bicycle.
bye.